Here's my problem with this clip. Mark Lamont Hill wants to say he's an intellectual, wants to sit there debating all these other conservative and liberals, bringing up these such liberal ideas. He tells you, I've never ever thought about when AB should be illegal. What a despicable fake person that contradicts himself on the regular, sentence by sentence. I'm gonna prove it to you guys here in this video. This is a very simple question. Gavin is painting this caricature, is what the Lamont Hill wants to say about what Gavin is saying about the liberals. And so he challenges him. He's like, what about you? What is your idea when it comes to AB, for example? If I am lying, what about you? Turns out Mark Lamont Hill actually has no view. So you can, so he's completely malleable, is what he wants you to believe. Or he actually never even looked into this, is what he wants you to believe. But then if he's never looked into this, one of the biggest issues we have in the social issues that we have, why the fuck is he acting like he's a social correspondent? Why is he acting like he has any understanding on any of the social issues that we're going through? If he's never ever thought about the day, and then do you know what the biggest joke is? This centrist agrees with him. So what's the difference between a lefty and a centrist? This centrist doesn't even know as well. He just doesn't, he believes you have the right to remove the life. He just doesn't know when. Look at this. Unbelievable, guys. What is a centrist even? You guys are liars. You're complete liars. There's no such thing as centrist. You're either a religious person or you're a despicable, disgusting, malleable piece like these guys.
You mentioned liberals, and now you're talking about the far left means you think there's multiple genders. How many genders do you think there are? 2. That's multiple. Okay, that's right. You do get how that works, right? Touche.
That's not the point.
Genders, you're okay with abortion, right up until the baby's due to be born. You want open borders. You want ICE abolished.
Sorry. You guys can't hear this. Let me play this. Let me switch this out, actually. Okay, now you should be able to hear this.
All of those things are, I would say, dictionary.
Sorry about that. Let's go back.
That's multiple.
Okay, sorry.
You do get how that works, right?
Touche. You think there's more than 2 genders. You're okay with abortion, right up until the baby's due to be born. You want open borders. You want ICE abolished. All of those things are, I would say, dictionary definition far left. And those ideas, which used to be radical even 10 years ago, are now pretty much mainstream leftist views.
Then why is it the far left and not the left?
Because the mainstream's gone far left.
Trump just never.
Yeah, I would disagree. I would disagree with that entire characterization of what the far left position is. But I do think it's interesting to see how in both mainstream media and more marginalized media, we'll say, how each side has a sense that they're being caricatured in their views. And I think part of the conversations that we have to have with one another are such that we lay out what our views are, not what the media depicts them to be, not that everyone who supports reproductive justice for women and who is pro-choice believes that, a baby should, 9 months old who's dangling, his legs out or is going to be murdered. I mean,
that's legal in New York and in Canada.
Again, my point is about what the mainstream position is of a particular political sector. And what I'm saying is that that's not the mainstream.
Why is that your point? Why is the point not to talk about what the question was, which is, why is he acting like this is a characterization of what it's a caricature, mischaracterization? It's a caricature what he did. It's a mischaracterization of what it is to be a lefty. Then why don't you actually fix the misrepresentation? He never actually does it. He never actually tells you what the actual specific mischaracterization is, because, like Gavin just pointed out, New York is actually made illegal up to 9 months. Canada, it's happening. Man, Canada's absolutely despicable, man. Canada, they allow you to remove your own life because you can't pay the rent. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. But now again in Jim Bob's, he's doing debates. Alright, I'll get in there. So this guy wants to say, this is mischaracterization. Okay, go ahead, fix it. He never does. Watch this.
I am on the left, and I would consider myself a radical. I operate in a radical tradition.
When can a woman have an abortion?
He's a radical.
I'm not sure what you're asking. Are you asking a normative question, or are you asking...
22 weeks.
You're asking when should or when can?
Can.
It depends on the state.
No, but you personally.
That's what I said. Did you mean can or should? So you're saying...
Wait a minute. Why is he actually appealing to the state right now? Isn't every enforcement, every dollar, every funding dollar right now being spent so we can change the laws? Why is he appealing to the laws? Does he ever appeal to his moral structure ever? He never ever actually appeals to the moral structure. He's appealing here to the laws, and Gavin is asking him, morally speaking, morally, prescriptively, what do you think we should do? And that's actually something he tried to run away. He's like, you're talking to me prescriptively or descriptively? What do you want me to say? He actually tried to disassociate from prescription. And the question is actually morally, why are you appealing to the laws? You're literally right now actively working on funding campaigns to change the laws, to put in your own politicians so you can change the laws however you feel like. Why are you appealing to laws? What the fuck is this? Does he think we're all stupid like you? The average Democrat? I apologize, the average Democrat. We're not all that stupid. We can see through this game. Appeals to the laws, we're asking you morally speaking, what is the cutoff? He has no answer actually to that morally.
Should.
Yeah. Let's remove rape and
but these are key.
And even if he does have an answer morally, it's always him specifically. It's not all together. You know, it's always, oh, it's me. This is what I believe. It's never ever a unified codex of what liberals believe in. So who the fuck gives a fuck what you believe in morally? If you claim you're a liberal and the liberals want to end babies to 9 months, you literally cannot do anything. You just appeal to the laws. You literally have nothing to say. If it's legal. By the way, this is the exact same thing that the slaves were like, hey, by the way, it's legal. What do you mean? This is you're gonna make it's legal. It's legal to own a slave. What do you mean you want to stop owning slaves? What are you talking about? It's legal. He's appealing to legal. Can you believe that, guys? This is why the Constitution is a Ali, spit of paper, piece of paper that you step on.
These are key things. Are we stipulating that rape and incest should?
For the last 200 years, they've been R-wording the Constitution, misinterpreting it, changing every wording about it, amending every constitution of it. Despicable, disgusting people. Even the First Amendment, man, look at the First Amendment. It's fucking disgusting, man. They literally amended everything.
Be able to have one, regardless of what?
In this particular scenario, yes.
Yeah. I think, for me, I think it's important for women to make that decision and that determination.
So 9 months?
I'm saying I don't think it's up for me to think about, so I don't spend a great deal of time thinking about that. If you were to ask me just on its face, do I think 9 months is too far? Yeah, I do.
You're the governor of New York. A bill comes across your desk. We have to define a time. Which box are you going to check?
No, I understand.
You know, you're mischaracterizing us, you know. You're mischaracterizing us. Okay, I'm mischaracterizing you. When should a baby not be killed? Well, I really don't really have a real answer, you know. I mean, if you ask me 9 months, me personally, I really don't like that. But I mean, I really don't have a real answer for it. I never really thought about it. How the fuck are you acting like you're intellectual on social issues then if you never even thought about this question? Despicable person. He and you dumb fucks believe him. This is the joke. This is why the liar is never to be blamed. You have to understand, everyone is a narcissist. Everyone has this dysfunction. Your mom has been lying to you for all your life. She told you you're going to amount to nothing your whole life. She's been lying to you your whole life. Why are you surprised now to find out there are liars in the world? Your parents lied to you your whole life. So the idea is you don't get pissed off at the liar. You get pissed off at the one that accepted the lie. That's what the truth is. Because everyone's lying to you all the time. You're going to get mad at everyone? No, you just shut them down and don't allow them to lie to you. That's what you do. And you do what I do. You call out the lie.
Question.
Well, the box you're not going to check is the baby's born and then you stab it in the head after it's born. That's the box.
And that becomes a caricature of the left, is what
Well,
I'm
that was
saying.
just on the news.
But that's now the position.
That was what
State of New York
Northam was
and
saying that. He said we make sure the baby's safe, and then it was up to her, comfortable, and then it's up to her and her physician.
Right, and what I'm saying is that that's not a mainstream position of the left. And you're just your counterpoint doesn't really.
Okay, but give me a time.
I don't want to arbitrarily pick one because, as I said, I'm not sure that it's not up to me to think about. So what I'd like to do is consult the best scientists. I'd like to consult with scientists, people who determine.
Now he's appealing to scientists. He never ever actually makes a moral claim on this. It's fucking despicable. This is what if the scientist says that yes, it is okay to actually enslave the black person. What the fuck are you doing? Are you stupid, Mark Lamont Hill? These are the same arguments that allowed slavery to sustain itself. Are you mentally ill? This is ridiculous, guys. Well, I'm gonna appeal to the scientists, you know. This is why it's truth. The only person that actually has the ability to destroy slavery is somebody that morally is inclined to do that. They're, because everyone, look at them, all of them are appealing to legality. That's it. That means the only person that can actually shut down this AB problem are the people that are morally inclined to do so. And they're so far and few between, because y'all are despicable, disgusting, high body count, college riding losers. Blech. All of you. Same.
And when life begins, I mean, these are things, rather than science, who would we talk to? I'd rather talk to the medical community, the scientific community, and also women. That's what I'm saying, and then we could come up with something. But the legitimacy of that point doesn't hinge on whether or not I can give you a month right now. Because what happens, I'll say 6 months, and someone will say, oh, he said 6 and not 5, and then someone will say, you should only be 2, or someone will say it should be never, right? And I'm saying those are all positions that we can engage in debate.
I think the majority, we're talking about what are mainstream ideas and what are radical ideas. I think the mainstream stays within 22 weeks. And we've drifted from that. Now we're into months and months and
right,
months.
and what I'm saying is I'm not disagreeing with...
Let's at least get the argument in 22 weeks.
Right, what I'm saying is I'm not disagreeing necessarily with 22 weeks as the measure, but what I'm saying is that that's a conversation that we have to have. But to suggest that the mainstream left, right, is advocating 8 and 9 months, I'm saying that's not the case, not from anyone that I speak to. Are there people who may have that position? Sure. But I'm saying that is not the mainstream position. That's all I'm saying.
That's fair. What do you think, Raj? Do you mind if I call you Raj? It sounds East Indian.
I was once pro-choice. I've changed my views. My views evolved. I would consider myself pro-life today. But the idea of, as Governor Northam says, the baby being born and then being killed, that's infanticide. That's beyond belief. I
haven't seen or heard that. That's why I can't engage that.
It's actively supported by the governor.
He's never seen or heard it. Roger Stone's like, it's actively supported by the New York governor. He's like, oh, well, I've never heard of it. So it doesn't exist. Just like his brain. We've never seen his brain.
By the governor of Virginia, it's.
So say you're king of America tomorrow.
Yes.
And I bring a bill here and I say I need a date where it's illegal.
Now he's giving the same question to Roger Stone. Watch this expose. Watch this expose. Earlier, Roger Stone was giving criticism to the lefty immorality, basically. That, look at you guys. You don't look at this. Look at Roger Stone. Look how disgusting and despicable this person is. Because just a second ago he was criticizing the lefty liberal, right? Okay, watch this, guys. So watch this. Gavin is like, well, what about you? The same exact question, guys. Watch this. Look at this face. Look at this face. This is unbelievable, guys. Listen to this.
King of America tomorrow.
Yes.
And I bring a bill here and I say I need a date where it's illegal.
I'm with him. I'd be hard put to put a number on it. I do think that there should be exceptions for incest. That puts me apart from a lot of people in the right to life community.
I would be hard. What did he say? Let's go back. Let's finish it. We'll go back.
You know, again, this is a hard issue. Until I had grandchildren.
It's hard, guys. It's a hard issue. I used to be myself a pro-choice person. What the fuck are you debating then? What are you fucking debating? What are you guys debating? Oh my god, this is such a joke. This is what happens when you have constitutionalists that debate each other, bro. Turns out they fucking agree on everything. Why? Because they rely on the Constitution. They appeal to it every single time for everything they're arguing. They have to appeal to the Constitution for every right they get. And that they're arguing. So it turns out both of them fucking are right. It's such a joke. Look at this. I'm going to play this one more time to prove to you guys. You cannot be a centrist if you're a liberal. You cannot be a conservative if you're a liberal. You're a despicable, low lefty always when you're a liberal. Why are you lefty? Because you're a secularist. You're a secularist. And a secularist has to rely on the Constitution today in America. You have nothing else to rely on. You have nothing else to appeal on except your laws and your scientists. Exactly like Mark Lamont Hill made a beautiful characterizations of how actually the liberals argued. First, they appeal to law because they'll never appeal to their moral structure because they don't have a moral framework. For every man for himself, it's a jungle out there for the fucking secularists, the liberal lefty, right? But then it turns out it's not only Mark Lamont Hill that's actually having this kind of every man for himself. Turns out Roger Stone himself used to be pro-choice. What the fuck? What kind of virtues are these guys supposedly holding on to make him a centrist, for example? He himself conceded that he used to be pro-choice just until his kids. So I have to hope to God that these people have kids so they can stop murdering kids and have actual fucking good judgment on this. And even after he's seen kids, he still tells you this is a hard issue for me. Listen to this, guys. We're gonna continue this.
And I thought I was a hardcore pro-choice, let women decide. Now I do it differently. It's much tougher. Much tougher.
It's funny having children.
Much tougher. It's such a tough issue, guys. Hey, Gavin. Gavin tells you, hey, give me a date right now. Write it down. What is the date? You know, I used to be, fuck it, kill them all. Literally what he said, kill them all, fuck it all. What up into the break? What up into the base? Into the base. What's up, boys? How are you? Nice to see you. I haven't seen you in a moment. Going to Jim Bob's and ask him if he worships a Jew. Good question. Good question. That would be an amazing question. What up, Phil? Fetuses aren't children. Phil, I'll debate you if you want, but let me continue on this. So this guy's like, okay, you said, wow, you're earlier criticizing Mark Lamontagne just a second ago. You're criticizing him. Okay, what about you? I give you a document. Sign it right now. You're the governor of New York. What's the date? What's the cutoff? You know what? This is a very tough issue. Earlier, I would have told you, fuck it, kill them all. Fuck it. Who cares? Dangle them off the cliffs. Throw them in the grinder. Who cares? Cut them up and make some meat sausages out of them. I don't care. Oh, but then I had kids, and now it's a very tough issue, you know? It's a very tough issue for me now. Despicable. Let's listen to this again.
I my views allowed. I would consider myself pro-life today, but the idea.
Whether or not I can give you a month right now, because what happens, I'll say 6 months, and someone will say, "Oh, he said 6 and not 5," and then someone will say, "You should only be 2," or someone will say, "It should be never," right? And I'm saying those are all positions that we can engage.
Watch this. He starts criticizing him, and then he gets owned by Gavin. By asking him a question, fuck yeah, bro, much love. What up,
I think the
nice to see
majority.
you.
We're talking about what
Haven't
the
seen you in a
mainstream
minute
is, what
for
radical
reference.
is. I think the mainstream stays within 22 weeks, and we've drifted from that.
Even
now.
that's too
Right,
much.
and what I'm saying
22
is,
weeks
I'm
is freaking 4.5 months. 4.5 months to murder.
I'm not disagreeing with
Let's at least get the argument in 22 weeks.
Right, what I'm saying is I'm not disagreeing necessarily with 22 weeks as the measure, but what I'm saying is that that's a conversation that we have to have. But to suggest that the mainstream left.
I have the story of what's her name? Lila Jean. I think her name was Lila Jean. 21-week-old baby. Lived outside the womb. She has medical issues right now, but she's still alive. She's, I think, 10 years old.
Right?
Lila Jean.
Is advocating 8 and 9 months. I'm saying that's not the case. Not from anyone that I speak to. Are there people who may have that position? Sure. But I'm saying that is not
Okay.
the mainstream position. That's all I'm saying.
That's fair. What do you?
So when he says 22 weeks, that's even too much. Like, what? The problem is then science is going to show you a 19-week-old baby can survive. And then science will tell you an 18-week-old. So are you, like, this is the problem is, like, these guys just keep retracting the law. Anyways, that's not the point. The point is, what I'm saying is even Gavin is acting like he's conservative. He's also proving that that's too much. 22 weeks too much. Because this is what happens when you're not a Christian and you're just a conservative. You really don't have anything to stand on except what the scientists have to say. Anyways, watch. So the point here is Roger Stone. Look how fast he criticizes Mark Lamontagne and then gets owned. Watch.
What do you think, Raj? Do you mind if I call you Raj? It sounds East Indian.
I was once pro-choice. I've changed my views. My views allowed. I would consider myself pro-life today. But the idea of, as Governor Northam says, the baby being born and then being killed, that's infanticide. That's beyond belief. I
haven't seen or heard that. That's why I'm not. I can't engage that.
It's actively supported by.
So he strawmans the whole issue. Is like, oh, they infanticize him as if that's all abortions, guys. As if that's all abortions are happening. 99% of all abortions are happening in the first trimester. I don't know what the fuck are these guys strawmanning. Who the fuck is debating this issue? The issue is the 99% of all of abortions that are due to financial necessities. That's what we want to cut off. We want to have no ability to have any abortions except necessary abortions. You can't have financial necessity abortions.
The governor of New York now
Has to only be emergencies.
The governor of Virginia. It's.
So say you're king of America tomorrow.
Yes.
And I bring a bill here and I say I need a date where it's illegal.
It's hard.
I'd be hard put to put a number on it.
I'll be hard, but he won't even put a number.
I do think that there
My
should be
God.
exceptions.
Are you worried that using your
He won't even put a number, guys. He won't even put a number. What?
That puts me apart from a lot of people in the right to life community. Again, this is a hard issue. Until I had
It's so
grandchildren,
hard, guys.
I was a hardcore pro-choice, let women decide. Now I do it
I
differently.
used to be a hardcore pro-choice. Look at me, guys. I used to be a fucking random secularist, a piece of shit. A piece of shit constitutionalist. But then I had kids. So I'm supposed to sit here and that's the exact same story that Gavin just said and the exact same story that Lamont just said. Every one of them woke up when they had kids. So I'm supposed to sit here and hope to God that all the secularists have fucking kids, knowing that half of them don't even have kids anymore. It's actually a trend on the decline. This is ridiculous, man. So he can't even give you a date. Why are you debating Mark Lamont Hill? You guys literally agree on this abortion issue, which is one of the biggest social issues we have in our community.
It's much tougher. Much tougher.
It's funny, having children, I actually, and particularly daughters, I'm actually the opposite. I'm like, I really want them to be able to make this decision for themselves.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm sort of the opposite. As soon as I had kids, I was an atheist. I started believing in God, and I became pro-life right when I saw the babies come out. Before I had kids, I was like, kill everyone. I don't give a drop a bomb on the world. Wow. It really changed.
Exactly, see? So everyone's like, oh, I changed when I had my kids. So I'm supposed to sit here and hope to God. And look, there's proof. Mark Lamont Hill just told you, oh, when I had kids, I was like, fuck it. I want to become completely lefty. I want them to fuck whoever they want. I want to fight for their right to have child support and alimony to take care of them for the rest of their life. That's what he's arguing, basically. Disgusting. Of course, if you have a bunch of girls that you know are going to be whores anyways, you want to actually advocate for the left, because at least they get paid for being whores at the left. In the right, they won't even get paid for being whores. They'll go to jail for being whores. You don't want that. Anyways, so that's the whole argument here, guys. Proving to you, again, Gavin, first of all, has nothing to fucking even stand on. He's a random atheist. He himself would have shot dead a couple of these kids. Until he, thank God, had a couple of babies. Thank God. Wahi, you know, what we call it, wahi. You know what comes upon a prophet when he gets the... What's that? You know, when Angel Gabriel comes down upon you, that's... that's what this guy received. And he gives you the Quran, for example, or he comes down upon Jesus, gives him or comes down upon Mary and tells her about Jesus. Or like, imagine. So that's what happened to Gavin, thank God, with his baby. Thank God he had a baby, and then Gabriel came down and gave him new interpretations that he understood. Anyways, and then Roger Stone himself said, I was pro-choice. So the conservative is saying 22 weeks, which is disgusting. We have cases that have lived at 21 and 20. Then we have Roger Stone, who doesn't even have he hard put to give a date. And then we have Mark Lamont Hill, who never even thought about it. You make your decision. Which one of these fake liberals who's not religious, and I'm supposed to be believing that he has a good way to create policies when it comes to moral structure, when not a single moment did Roger Stone or Mark Lamont Hill appeal to morality. At least Gavin will appeal to morality for his decision making. You know, but these two can't. They couldn't. They're like, you have this right, you have that right. They couldn't. He's like, it's legal. See that? That's a joke. They're coming here acting like the arbiters of morality to us. They don't even appeal to their own moral compasses when they make argument. They appeal to their laws. Who the fuck cares about the law? Unless the law is your moral compass, right? Alright. Interesting, your thoughts.